This short video will explain how to set up RSelenium. We need RSelenium for next week, for week 7. We're going to be using this for in order to create a web scraper so that we can automatically scrape the web. And we're just going to do a demo during the class time. So I just wanted to make sure that you have this set up on your computer, and because this may be tricky sometimes. So this slide in week 6 kind of explains what you need to do. But again, because we ran out of time during the class time, I'm just posting this short video here. First of all, make sure you have Java installed on your computer, because Selenium is, which we'll talk about it next week in more details. Selenium is a standalone executable that is based on Java, and it needs Java to run as a compiler, and which I think most computers have it installed by default, but just make sure. And before we go to the next step, we need the Chrome browser as a default browser that we're going to be using in web scraping. So before you do anything here, just make sure that you have updated your Chrome browser. So that's what I'm going to do here, because I just noticed if your Chrome browser is old and older than some version, it's not going to work here. And obviously you can change the browser. And you can set it up in the settings, but the default browser is going to be Chrome, and that's what we're going to be using. So I'm just going to go here and download Chrome for Mac, for example, just to make sure that I have the most up-to-date version of Chrome, and accept and install, and then just get this Google Chrome installed. The reason that we use this browser is because it has some options for accessing the HTML source code of a web page, and it's gonna make life easier. So it's a pretty cool browser for especially for web scraping, because we can easily access like Xcode, which I'll talk about, like XPath of the objects in an HTML web page. I'll talk about it next time again, so don't worry about the details here. There we go, and that's it. So alright, so we have Chrome up to date here. The next step is to install and load our Selenium in R. All you have to do is, just like always, just go to just go ahead and click on install packages, and then put RSelenium here, and you should be able to install it right away. So yeah, it's getting this installed, and that's it. Now, if you have any issues, I've seen like sometimes it happens on especially like Windows machines, they're not able to get it installed like this, that we did, the way that we did here. This is another way that you can do it. Actually, if you can't install it from if you can't install the package, go ahead and install the DevTools library, and then use this install GitHub function that is in the DevTools library, and you can basically install RSelenium directly from the source on GitHub. So this is kind of like how you can do it. But if you were able to just install and load RSelenium successfully, you can skip the next step. Okay, so if I go here, if I do library of RSelenium, it should work fine, right? Yeah, it's just giving you a warning message, which is totally fine. Like, package RSelenium was built under a different version of R, which is okay. Now, so I'm going to go to the next step. Once you get this installed, all you have to do is just run this part of the code. So RS driver is one of the functions inside RSelenium that automatically downloads and installs the Selenium executable engine on your machine, and that's basically what we need for running RSelenium. So I'm just going to go back here, paste this guy, and then just run it. And as you can see, it's downloading Selenium automatically, getting it installed, and then it should open the Chrome browser automatically. So let's see. Yeah, it may take some time, but eventually it should open the Chrome browser automatically, hopefully. And of course, you can use any other browser, as I mentioned earlier, and you can set it up. I mean, it's going to be one of the parameters of RSDriver. Like you can say browser equal to Safari or stuff like that. But the easiest, I mean, I think the most convenient browser for this purpose is going to be Chrome, which again gives you full access to find all the HTML components in the HTML web page. So yeah, let's see. Well, this is taking too long, but should work hopefully. And if this works successfully, this is all you need for next week. Just if you can run these 2 lines successfully and just get the Chrome browser opened automatically, that's all you need. You're going to be ready to launch a web scraper in R. So let's see. Now, yeah, it's taking too long. I don't know why, but yeah, one of the most common errors that I've seen is, which may happen on this computer because it's the first time I'm running RSelenium on this one, but is the one that I have in the slide. So if you run this and then you get an error saying that to use the Java command line tool, you need to install JDK, which means JDK is missing from your computer. All you have to do is go to this link here and from the first table, install the corresponding JDK for your compiler, and that should fix the problem. So let's see. But here it seems that it's not working. Let's do this one more time. Oh, there we go. Finally worked. Okay, so yeah, I don't know why it was taking so long, but as you can see, the Chrome browser opened up automatically, and at the top of the browser, it's saying that Chrome is being controlled by an automated test software. So in this case, I already had JDK installed, but again, if you, during this process, if you get an error saying that something like this, that you need to get JDK installed on your computer, just go ahead, go to this link here, and I can show you which one you need to download. Just go to this link and open the browser, and there's a couple tables in this page, but just look into the first one. Okay, the first table here it is. It's Java SE Development Kit, which is the JDK, and first you need to select that accept the whatever acknowledgements here, and then like if you're a Mac user, go ahead and download the source code or JDK for Mac, or if you're a Windows user, just pick the corresponding version for your Windows and get it installed, and then run this code one more time, and it should be okay. Just in case, if you, for example, another error, so I'm just going to close this guy and then just close Chrome. We don't need it here. Just in case, if you receive an error saying that like port number, so some error like this, like port number, I don't know, like what 1 2 3 4 is busy or something. If you receive this, just in case if this happens, go ahead and change the port number here. So you can change the port number to like a different number. Just put like, I don't know, like you can 1 2 3 and then 5, and then I think you also need to put an L. So in this case, it's going to be running again RSDriver and then opening the browser on a different port, and that should fix the problem. But if it's your first time running this, I don't think you're going to have that issue, because there's a default port number that is being used here. All right, I hope that helps. I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we can get this running during the class. Thank you, and have a great rest of your weekend. Take care, guys.